So, hello, my name is Samantha Boncodin. I'm a third year computer science student from Bicol University College of Science, and I recently completed the StraStan Fast Track virtual internship program. So, before joining StraStan, my academic background was more focused on back end development, though I wasn't entirely confident in my abilities. I often had a hard time grasping some concepts, and it would take me considerable amount of time to figure things out. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate my technical confidence at about 6 out of 10. And going into this internship, I knew that StraStan had a reputation for being somewhat strict in their approach, so I had already mentally prepared myself for that. I also expected that we would be assigned a lot of tasks throughout the program, which turned out to be absolutely true. The biggest challenge I encountered during the internship was definitely AWS cloud services. It was a significant learning curve for me. Coming from a traditional back-end background, the serverless architecture and cloud native approach was completely new territory for me. However, what made all the difference was the incredible support from the StraStan personnel and especially my mentor. They were extremely patient with us interns, and they took their time to help us figure out our errors and guide us through very, very complex concepts. And whenever we got stuck on AWS configs or couldn't figure out how to solve an error or could understand how different services work together, my mentors would walk me through the problem step by step, and this is also true to my teammates, ensuring that I truly understand the solutions rather than just copying code or using AI. And now my technical skills, I would rate on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd confidently say I'm at an 8 out of 10, which is already a significant improvement from where I started. And the technical skill I enjoyed learning the most was definitely AWS cloud services in general. Despite it being challenging, there's something fascinating about how all of these services work together to create scalable applications. Although ironically, AWS was also the most challenging topic or service in general for me to learn. It was such a learning curve because it required me to think differently about application architecture, and it took me quite some time to get used to serverless mindset and understand how event-driven systems work. And looking toward my future career, I definitely see myself using my AWS knowledge extensively. Cloud computing is clearly the direction the industry is heading, and having hands-on experience with these services gives me a competitive edge. And these technical skills have already prepared me for the corporate world by teaching me industry standard practices and tools that are actually used in real companies. I've learned to work with modern development frameworks like Next.js and Node.js, which are highly sought after in the job market. And I absolutely believe that completing this 240 RX intensive program has significantly increased my chances of, I'd say, getting hired, because the hands-on as well as the lab-led training gave me practical experience that goes far beyond theoretical knowledge, especially if I'm going to pursue this field. And I know there's still room for improvement, but I can now say that I can confidently discuss serverless architectures and explain how different AWS services integrate and demonstrate my understanding through actual projects I've built and will build. So I feel like the understanding of serverless technologies has completely transformed my academic foundation. because in school we learned about traditional client server models, but now I can say that I understand how modern applications can be more efficient and cost effective using cloud native approaches. So this practical knowledge has enhanced my theoretical understanding of distributed systems and cloud computing concepts. So lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to the entire StraStan team for this opportunity. To my mentors, thank you for your patience and dedication in helping me overcome every challenge and error, especially when I was still struggling with AWS concepts. And to my fellow interns, especially my teammates, my peers, thank you for the collaborations and shared learning experiences that made this journey memorable. So I'd say that this internship hasn't just enhanced my technical skills, it's also prepared me for my future career in cloud development if I pursue that field. And I'm very excited to apply everything I've learned as I continue my studies and eventually enter the professional world. So thank you, StraStan, for this very comprehensive and valuable program that has truly transformed my capabilities as a developer.